Hello beautiful souls and welcome back. I wanted to do something a little bit different this week. I hope you like my new setup. And in all honesty, the reason I want to do this is because I got this really cute little easel from the dollar store. It had a little canvas on it. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, here it is. So it had this little canvas on it. But I thought, wouldn't that be so cute for focus cards for tarot and oracle reading? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to draw an oracle card today. We're going to use the Magickal oracle. We're going to draw a focus card, put it up on our little easel, and then go from there. I also have my Wildwood Tarot deck for clarifiers. So I'm so excited. I love finding neat little things like this. And recently with the spring coming, I mean, honestly, as I'm filming this, it's the Friday before you're seeing this video, and we have snow in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. So spring is not really coming for us, but I really am wanting spring to come. So I found this nice moss and a stick that we found in the woods. I'm just trying to, invoke some spring vibes here. So anyways, let's see what kind of energy do we have as we move forward into spring. I know a lot of you are already in spring, and in fact we just celebrated Beltane, which is the midway point between what is it, spooky season and birth season. We're halfway to Halloween or Samhain, which it is amazing how quickly this year has gone. So just moving into spring energy for us. It's almost summer energy for some people. If you're on the other side of the world, you're moving into quieter times, into the fall. Lovely energy coming up. I can feel that. So let's get some clarification on this energy. There it is. The card of endurance. Let's see if we can get it to focus on the card at hand. The card of endurance, which is ginseng. And it's an interesting card because as we move forward into new seasons, for a lot of people, their lives really start to awaken in the spring and in the summer. We are a lot busier, there's a lot more things to do, a lot more places to go, a lot more to see. Hopefully lockdowns are lifting where you are and you'll be able to get out and see your family and friends. But, I mean, the endurance card in terms of lockdown, that's very potent energy there. Just keep going, keep trudging away. We're doing the best that we can with the information we have, with what we're capable of, and we just have to keep going. But in terms of moving forward and the energy moving forward, it's just as we go into the spring and then into the summer, it's kind of that long haul energy. Right now, spring is really about planning. There's a lot of planning going on. Planning for gardens, planning for summer vacations, planning for, all sorts of different things that we plan for in the spring, especially, say, around a homestead or around gardening, and then you've got to think, once you've planted those seeds, once you've made that plan, once you've planted those seeds, whether literal or metaphorical, you're then in it for the long run. There are little things that you might have to do every day. You might have to water your garden, do little things to keep the seeds that you've planted viable and growing. But really, it's about kind of hunkering down and just waiting it out. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to grow. They're going to blossom. They're going to fruit. They're going to do what we need them to do, right? And it's about waiting. And now whether this is literal in terms of a garden or whether this is metaphorical in terms of something that you are manifesting or dreaming of. You know, you plant your seeds, your metaphorical seeds, and then you have to wait for your garden to grow. We have the King of Stones, the wolf. It's interesting, we have the wolf howling at the full moon, but it's a very icy card. We're waiting for that snow to melt, for the ground to emerge, and for the hardships of winter to end. And for many people, whether you still have snow on the ground or if you ever had snow on the ground, there's still the hardships of winter, the hardships of lockdown, the hardships of life that we have to continue to fight for what we want through. And then we have the World Tree. And in this deck, isn't it such a wonderful depiction of the seasons? We have the seasons changing on the tree. Spring, summer, fall, winter. So it's reminding us that yes, we are going into spring. Yes, we're going into a new season. But ultimately, everything is cyclical, everything comes around, and it's not just about this spring, it is about the long term. While one cycle of a clock is only half of a day, or if you have a 24-hour clock, you've got, a full day. But typically, that only shifts from AM to PM, back to AM, and it keeps going around, right? The second hand keeps turning. The second hand goes around that clock face so many times in a day. The minute hand goes around so many times in a day, right? We too will go around the cycles of the environment, the blossoming, the really nourishing times, the fall when everything starts to slow down, and then the dead of winter when we are calm and reserved and try and store your energy as best you can. And then we have the card of the Ancestor, reminding us that we are not alone on this journey, and we are not the first people to go about this journey either. I was just told to check the back of the deck, and we have the Four of Arrows, the Rest card. Speaking of winter, but winter is a time of rest, but there we have a moth or a butterfly which emerge quite often in the spring. The caterpillars gorge themselves on the new leaves, the new foliage, and then encase themselves in their cocoon or chrysalis, and then emerge as a moth or a butterfly, ready to start the cycle over again. But back to this Ancestor card. Our ancestors have done this cycle many times. I'm trying to do this without it shining the light. Our ancestors have done this cycle many times before us. They will continue to encourage us to move forward, to keep growing, to keep persevering. So while this card has a lot of wintry snow energy, but they know that the snow is melting. You can see it start to melt down here. The trees look like they're melting a bit. Our ancestors know that, the hard times are almost over, and we just must endure. We must keep pushing forward, because we know that the fruitfulness of the spring and summer is coming. And it's a beautiful time of year. It's a beautiful energy to be in. The awaiting, it's like my grandmother used to always say she loved the first spring flowers because they always surprised her. You might guess when You know what I just realized? This video is going up actually on my grandmother's birthday, and it would have been her 100th birthday. She died a few years ago, but it would have been her 100th birthday the day this video goes live. But she used to love the crocus and the trilliums and the daffodils, mainly the crocus, especially the purple ones, or the croci. Crocus? Croci? I don't know what the plural is. But she loved them because even though she could see signs that spring was coming, and even though she knew that the spring flowers would be coming back, they always surprised her. They popped up when she didn't expect them to, or in places that she didn't expect them to. So she was always, every year, we would, even when she was in her 90s, we would take her on little drives to go find the spring flowers, and every year she would be surprised by either how early they showed up, or where they showed up, or the clusters in which they showed up. You know, sometimes we think we've only planted one seed, and then a whole cluster of flowers shows up in its place. And you never would have expected it, but there it is. It's the abundance of the world, of nature, of the universe around us. And as long as we keep pushing, keep enduring as we need to, those flowers will show up and they will surprise us. So, I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.